I think the real headwind, Melissa, had been the trade and tariff threats. But now that that's resolved, I think the outlook is pretty bright for the transports here.
Specifically, which ones? I mean, you have a broad swath of companies underneath your coverage, and transports, of course, there are trains, planes, automobiles, and package delivery companies, just to name a few.
Well, the rails, for example, Canadian Pacific is meeting with investors today, and they just forecast, I think, 20% growth in this third quarter and double-digit earnings growth for the next 3 or 4 years. So they're pretty confident in their outlook. Norfolk Southern is another railroad company with a little bit higher costs than average, and they've got a plan to work those costs down. So I see good earnings growth there, too.
Caterpillar has had a tremendous surge in the past month or so, and I'm wondering how much of that was in anticipation of some trade disputes being resolved, and should there be more factored into the stock, given that the big dispute with China has not been resolved?
Well, Caterpillar has been working for a few years on reducing its cost structure as well, and they have further to go. So I think they're going to continue to generate earnings growth, and if they can keep selling to the emerging markets, like Brazil, that's come around again, we have a buy on Caterpillar, and I think it's pretty good here, too.
I see that you have on your coverage list General Electric. Talk to me.
I like Larry Culp. I'm glad he is now running this company. Danaher is on our buy list. Danaher has a great record of generating a lot of free cash flow, more than net income every year. That's a big problem for General Electric. They're going to fall short on cash flow in this quarter. Culp is the guy to help turn that around.
What keeps General Electric from being a sell versus the hold that you have it at right now?
The franchises they have. I know they're going to spin off healthcare, but they're so strong in aviation. And I do think they're going to be able to turn the power business around. I think it's bottomed here. I think there's a good chance for a new catalyst with the new CEO. But we're going to wait a couple quarters to see if there's a progress in the turnaround of the power business, maybe before moving it back to the buy list.
I thought it was interesting you said that the transports have sort of rallied as the trade worries have eased a little bit. How do those the easing of those trade worries affect Boeing?
A lot. Boeing's got maybe 7 years of a backlog, and a lot of that is to China. They sell very important products, right? It's not grain for Canadian Pacific. So likely they'll work down that backlog. But with the trade tensions easing, I think the backlog can grow.